good afternoon. Chip here. Listen, top stories. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Won't be for you very long. I have a question for you. Maybe you have heard about the young lady getting ready to run for Senate out in this great state of Texas. I'm so curious as to what you think is going to happen with this race. Highly anticipated. I'm going to uh, let her speak in her own words in just a few moments about her path to victory. Do you believe that Jasmine Crockett can win? This launch has been very fascinating and it's been very telling. I don't I don't know. Like the question that obviously comes to mind initially when you hear this announcement is you get a comparison with Mr. Mondami and the support that he eventually earned, you know, by the time the election came to fruition. But there are also some comparisons and some variables that aren't the same, I should say. And so I'm wondering where her support is. I'm wondering where the where this chorus of support is, because we see it at times. Is this a race that the Democratic Party believes that she can win? Is there a pathway to victory? Considering that, you know, the nature of the race is just vastly different, right? Giving the entire state an opportunity to, you know, vote for or against you. He's not talking, bud. All right, I'll come in there. I'll be in there in just a minute, okay? I'll come in there in just a minute. I have his video. His video was playing in there. It doesn't look like it's playing anymore. Let's see if we can get it to come back on. Nevertheless, essentially what's taking place here is we're getting an opportunity to see if in fact she is going to get support, where it's going to come from, if she can mount what should be an uphill battle. Just looking at the state of Texas, looking at what it's going to take, I want to give her an opportunity again to say what it is she believes needs to take place in order for her to be victorious in a race where she's clearly the underdog again, just because the pure fact that you're talking about Texas here. Let's see what she's got to say, what her pathway to victory is in her
My
own
path is
words.
through the people. Right now, we know that, yes, there's a blue wave that is coming. That is why the president and his minions have decided to go across this country and try to cheat their way into holding the House. But when it comes down to Senate races, every voice is counted. Every single vote matters the same. And what we wanted to look for is whether or not I could expand the electorate and get people motivated to vote who normally don't participate in the process. And our numbers say that we can do that. There's a lot of excitement, and you're going to need excitement. You're going to need momentum. And obviously, you're going to need a few receipts to make sure that we flip this state. But it can and it will get done.
All right. In her own words, she believes that it can and will get done in the state of Texas. My suggestion, quickly, and I want to know what your thoughts are on if she can win, is finding an issue. And when we begin to talk about electoral election, politics, it's, I mean, there are only so many paths to victory. You know what I mean? Like, there are only so many paths. You've got to find an issue that reaches the people that you're talking to. So if you're talking about people that have not been engaged in the political process at this point, if you, with everything that's gone on in the last decade or 2 decades, if you're not engaged at this point, then Trump's not going to get you engaged. If Trump hasn't engaged you already, then Trump's not going to be a winning argument. It's just not, right? If that's who you're talking to, because everyone has an opinion about Trump, right? And those who don't, truly are not engaged. They're truly living in a different space, right? And so, um, so then, so then, so then you've got to talk to issues that matter to. You've got to talk to issues that matter to people that, and it's got to obviously be beyond personality or like individuals. It's got to be bigger than that. And so, what issue is it going to be? Watch this. And will she be on the right side of it? Because her party, quite frankly, has been on the wrong side of these issues. And if we're just calling a spade, you can acknowledge that her party oftentimes has been on the wrong side of these issues. Oftentimes you're taking the 20%, so to speak, position, and you're arguing for the 20%, for the extreme minority. And we who are more so involved in it, we know that at the root of it, it's just you being insistent on going against the other side. And the people that decided the last race decided it based on the issues. And so we'll see very early on if she's going to press a winning issue, because there's also another pitfall that you can fall into, right? Like, the issue isn't what the media manufactures. You know what I mean? Like, so you've got to be able to find what people are really talking about, really interested in, not what the media is pushing as an issue, and certainly not going against personalities. Because if you're talking and reaching for people who are not engaged in the process, then they either don't know about the personalities, or the personalities that they know about are the reason that they haven't gotten in. Does that make sense? And so there are some people that don't know about Trump, and there's some people that know about him, and they just don't even want to even get involved politically until, like, this man is a part of the past. And so if you're coming in and making him a part of your argument, then you may be talking about the issue that's caused people to not want to be involved. And so we'll see how quickly she finds an issue. We'll see how quickly she positions herself on the issue, on the winning side of the issue. And oftentimes what that's going to require in a race like this is reaching apart across the lines that have been painted, these arbitrary lines. You've got to find the humility and the wherewithal to reach across those lines in a compelling way on the winning issue. And you've got to be on the right side of it. You can't be fighting for the immigrants when, you know what I mean? Like, okay, well, if that's the argument that you're going to make, then that's fine. But those are people that are already engaged in the political discussion. Those are the people that exist in your echo chambers. Again, if you're talking about people outside of it, if we're talking about people that know about the issues but that aren't engaged, then that means that those issues aren't compelling issues. Does that make sense? And so let's find an issue that really speaks to people, and let's be on the right side of it. And that'll be, for me, the telltale sign as to whether or not she'll be successful. How quickly do you move to the issues, and how quickly do you move off of the personality attacks? Because say what you want, and you can take as many polls and look at as many numbers as you want. The biggest and most important poll that there is what? The election poll. That's the biggest one. And on the biggest and most important poll that there is, that man won all the swing states. And so going at him doesn't seem to be like a winning recipe, but certainly there are a number of issues where he, as well as the party, may have gotten it wrong. And so let's see if you attack them, and let's see if you attack them in a compelling way. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Can she win? Is this a race that you believe is winnable? And do you believe that my